So good afternoon. My name is David Brown. I'm our CRM lead for Microsoft for our European, Middle East and African business. I've looked after our CRM business in Microsoft for about 9 years now. So I had a chance to work with a lot of our insurance customers, of which we have many. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're doing as Microsoft to drive customer acquisition and retention, specifically within financial services and insurance companies. So I had my earpiece in and I was listening to this morning's presentation, and a lot of what I'll focus on is how our customers are leveraging social technology and mobile technology to deliver better experiences and be more productive in their jobs. So I'm going to spend about 10 or 15 minutes giving you an update from Microsoft. So to start with, for those of you who don't know, Microsoft invested in a business applications division approximately 10 years ago. We created our CRM application within Microsoft. We didn't acquire it, and these are the types of financial services customers that we work with. So the big ones, I'm from London, as you can probably tell with my accent, but the big London organisations that I work a lot with are Barclays Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, Lloyds Banking Group, as well as with a lot of the London market insurance companies. So Hiscox, Ensley Insurance, Ecclesiastical Insurance are all big customers of ours that have adopted our CRM technology to drive better customer acquisition and retention, doing a lot of cross-sell work with our broker network. So the specific insurance customers that I wanted to talk about today will be Ensley Insurance and will be AXA Insurance in Belgium. Two deployments I want to touch on, a little bit on our trends, and then I want to show you our mobile experience for how we think brokers will use our technology going forwards. So some of the big wins you can see on here, we have Allianz here today. This is the Allianz win from Germany, which I don't think we'll be talking about in a lot of detail, but I've done a lot with ING as I'm a Manchester United fan, and they sponsor Manchester United. But AFLAC, the top left-hand organisation, for those of you that don't know, one of the largest insurers of supplemental insurance in the US, have about 55,000 brokers using our technology in the United States. So it's been deployed by lots of insurance companies, and there's lots of case studies that I can share with you. So to start with, I just wanted to give a little bit of an update on the types of trends that we're seeing, and they, luckily enough, represent exactly what was discussed previously this morning. So what we see organizations asking Microsoft to do across the whole of financial services is definitely how they are supposed to leverage social and mobile capabilities to be more productive and deliver a better experience. As products and as pricing kind of homogenize and become more similar, the way to differentiate your service as an insurer often goes down to customer experience and the experience that you deliver. So there's a big focus on what we hear our customers ask on how to become more effective in winning and retaining customers that we think is driven through an improved customer experience. And then we do a little bit on compliance. I'm going to talk about Ensley that shifted from paper-based customer acquisition to a CRM system and what that did from a compliance and regulatory perspective. And then I talk a little bit about the cloud, right? So a lot of our insurance customers do not deploy Microsoft technology on their own premises. Many of our insurance customers lead the way in financial services in terms of deploying software as a service, which helps them refresh the technology that they've got in the business and deliver innovative solutions to their employees. So that was financial services as a whole: social, mobile, customer acquisition and retention, compliance, and cloud. But these are the specific insurance business challenges that we see. So the top one is really the key differentiator that we see now. Like I said, as products and services and competition rises and customer loyalty declines, the only way to differentiate without dropping your prices significantly is by delivering a more optimal, personalized experience throughout the sales process. That will enable you in turn to cross-sell and upsell more relevant products to customers. The other key trends that we see for insurance companies is this distributed network of brokers and sales engines that they engage with, either from digital or through individual people. And the way you leverage technology to drive visibility, BI, consistency of process with distributed networks is also something we see as a big challenge. And then the last one is with like companies like Affleck, how do you drive consistency of engagement? So when you're trying to deliver an optimized customer experience, how do you make sure all your brokers act in the same way, react in the same way, and ask the right type of questions? So they're the challenges that we see. And then 2 quick updates on some deployments, and you can download these case studies from Microsoft.com, but an organization I've worked with for about 6 years is Ensley Insurance. This is the organization I talked about that provide independent intermediary insurance through different types of organizations, typically to your kind of professional employee. The main business pain that Ensley went from was a complete paper-based customer onboarding process that actually got to a point where they couldn't onboard any customers anymore. And when they could onboard a customer, the compliancy risk of onboarding that customer with bad information and a paper-based onboarding process meant that they were non-compliant to new regulations. So they invested in CRM technology to drive compliance and to drive operational efficiencies. And they could, you'll see the ROI stats in the case study, but they significantly increased the number of customers that they could onboard through implementing a CRM technology. So it's a great example of compliance and meeting compliance through technology, but also a way of dramatically improving the number of customers that you can add in a compliant way. So I'd encourage you to look at what Ensley have done. And then AXA, it's a large global deployment, big across Latin America as well as Europe, but they've got around 500 brokers that use our CRM technology in Belgium. The big issue for AXA in Belgium was structure of sales process. So their broker network, they had no visibility of how they sold, who they sold to, pipeline, forecast, contacts and networks were all distributed and was very fragmented. So the solution was deployed to really give the people that manage the brokers full visibility over their pipelines and sales process so they could become more intelligent and more productive. So a great deployment again to have a look at, the AXA deployment. So I wanted to finish with just giving you an example of why people invest in Microsoft CRM technology, and then a little demonstration of what the technology looks like. So there's lots of CRM systems for insurance. The reason customers buy Microsoft is typically because it does what most CRM applications do. So from an insurance perspective, that's typically marketing and customer acquisition, sales management. But we do it through, as you'd expect, the Microsoft Outlook and Office interface that tends to be adopted because it's familiar with the broker networks and the large people that use email and Outlook today to communicate with customers. So the key reasons our customers in insurance buy Microsoft's technology tends to be user adoption, user productivity, and increasingly now because we ship the same product, whether it's deployed on-premise or in the cloud. And a lot of our insurance companies are actually moving away from their on-premise deployments to deliver a software as a service deployment. So this is what they're actually deploying, and this is the experience that on the AXA deployment, a manager of the broker network actually sees every day. So sales information and sales process embedded within the Outlook interface. What it means is brokers on mobile devices can take product information, catalogs, and sales process information out remotely as they're working with customers. Fully offline and accessible through Outlook, which is a familiar tool to most people. But as you can see, full BI and visibility and sales process embedded into what they do today. So this offline Outlook interface is one that we typically do to drive high productivity levels and consistency of sales process across brokers. The future, which some of our brokers are getting to today, is how do they leverage social technologies as part of the way that they sell. So I've got a quick example here that I'll just build out of how social CRM can be used within the sales process to make your brokers and salespeople more informed and insightful as they work with customers. So it's around this whole theme of how you become more personalized and more relevant. But this is an example of how some insurance companies are using LinkedIn to drive introductions to friends, to colleagues, to associates, to widen the network of people that you sell to. So it's a solution called Sales Navigator from LinkedIn, but it enables me through my connections to sell to other individuals that are connected with my sales network. So basically your whole broker channel and their contacts within LinkedIn can be exposed to you as an insurer. It opens up huge potential to drive better marketing technology and campaigns. So the average response rate when you use LinkedIn to try and drive a new connection is about 60%. So the old ways of you creating demand and trying to acquire new customers, like telemarketing, direct mail, events, we're starting to see decline in favor of social technologies like LinkedIn with much higher return on investment. So finally, because I need to go and get my train to the airport, I just want to show you where Microsoft are going with our technology. So the CRM technology that we've got is hugely impacted by the same trends we see in financial services. So any CRM vendor is being pushed to do something in social, something in mobile, something in terms of big data and how we make sense of BI, and something with cloud. And our roadmap is no different. The big focus we have, though, and specific to brokers, if you think about what's the experience of the future of an insurance broker or insurance salesperson, how will they interact with technology? And like the data points that we saw today, we feel that mobile sales teams will use tablet and slate devices as their key way of interacting with information. So Microsoft have a big strategy around a device that we call Surface that competes with the iPad. But as a CRM group, we also support applications of our CRM technology on other devices like the iPad. So a big focus as we move forward on the experiences we deploy in a mobile environment, what we build out of the box as an application, and a robust platform that can be deployed on-premise or cloud. So I want to give you a quick example of what a mobile experience would look like. So let me just come out of this presentation. So for those of you who haven't seen Windows 8, this is Microsoft's new operating system. It's an app concept, right? So all of these are and with the whole concept of the consumerization of IT, it's kind of blending my personal life, as you can see there, a picture of when I was on holiday in Singapore and New Zealand with my work life. So the consumerization of IT, people are familiar with this concept of apps on devices that they use. On the same tablet device, I will typically, going forwards, have a business application. This could be representing my pipeline, my activity as a broker, who I need to see today, my top deals. You can see I can scroll across here and see how I'm doing against my target and how I'm achieving quota. You can also include activity streams, so you can see competitive threats or trends or the prices and products in the marketplace. And I can also see what prices and what products are changing from a day-to-day basis. The types of activities you can then extend into a mobile scenario through tablet devices would be specifically for brokers' quotations. So the ability for me to actually go and look at my product list, type a product in, and as I'm remote, access complex product lists and pricing information, and actually create quotations as I'm with customers is going to be enabled through our mobile technologies. The other thing that you'll see a lot of our customers take advantage of is the ability to add people to sales teams. So you can see here, if I need support from somebody within the sales process that's a product expert within my business, I can drag them across, put them into the sales team, And as I update my sales teams, my social thread here is updated with the activity that I've done, either the new quote that I've made or the new person that I've worked with to build a wider team. So, quick example of what we think the kind of user interface and experience of the future will look like, completely touch enabled on a mobile device. So that was all I was going to present today. Thanks for your time, and we've got lots of Microsoft people here that can answer any questions for you. So thank you.